I want to talk today about the difference between celebrities and TV travellers and their experience as they travel around the world, and travellers like myself, just ordinary guys out on a motorbike trying to find his way around somewhere. You see, TV lies. Not intentionally and not deliberately in the sense that they tell you falsehoods, but their experience is always going to be completely different to our experience. The first example I'm going to cite is Oxford, which I've often seen and admired in Inspector Morse and the offshoots of that, which was Lewis and Endeavour. When you watch the programmes, you get this impression that Oxford is a town filled with colleges, with the spires and the sandstone work and the courtyards with beautifully mown grass and stuff like that. And then outside of the courtyards and the quaint English pubs with the beams and all the brasses and that kind of atmosphere is the countryside filled with grand houses with professors living in them, all of whom have beautifully manicured lawns and big expensive cars. And you think, my goodness, that's a lovely place, that's the place for me. I'm going to go and have a look at Oxford. So you hop on your bike and you ride down there, and you get there and you ride into Oxford and you see a B&Q and a Homebase and an Asda and a Tesco and a McDonald's and a housing estate and another housing estate, some flats, dual carriageways, and so on and so forth. Basically, you could be in any town in the country. It's only when you get right into the town centre you might glimpse the odd college here and the odd impressive looking church or library there. That's always as well in between all the town centre shops that you might normally expect, news agents and takeaways and those kind of things. Oh right, so Oxford isn't all like it is on the TV. Okay, well, let's have a look at the countryside. And yes, there are some very nice houses in the countryside with the manicured lawns and the nice cars, but there's also a lot of farmland and a lot of small towns and ordinary villages that you might find in any other part of the country. And you come away thinking, well, it's certainly not like I thought it would be as I saw on the television. And you've been given the wrong idea of what to expect. Another thing is when you see people travelling on the telly. For example, Michael Palin, recently Joanna Lumley, and Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor going around the world on the BMWs. And again, they present an amazing image of the world. Now, one of the examples I'm going to use is Joanna Lumley when she goes across Mongolia and into Russia. At one point, as she is on this nice train, she gets off and she goes off to meet Mongolia's richest man in his massive mansion, and he shows her around his enormous, absolutely ginormous statue to Genghis Khan. And she's very impressed with that, and she has a nice conversation with this gentleman, and she goes off to do whatever else it is she does. Now imagine if that was me on the bike. Mongolia looks like a fascinating place. Imagine if that was me and I turned up in Ulaanbaatar and thought, I want to go and have a look at this massive statue. I have this vision of just rolling up to these big pearly gates on this estate, knocking on the door saying, can I see the statue? And just being sent away like some common oik. I'm not going to get an audience with the millionaire, am I? Those sort of things don't happen. And then a little later on, as the train's coming into Russia, they have a little bit of a run-in with a Russian soldier because of some problem with the paperwork or something. Now this is like a little 3 or 4 minute sequence, and the Russian is obviously a little frustrated, but it's soon all sorted out. And I'm assuming that's presumably because there's a camera there, there'll be producers there, fixers there, maybe some money there as well. Me? Well, if I turned up and there was a problem with my paperwork, I'd be off the train and I'd be out of the country on my ear. There wouldn't be any excuses. So you've got to be very careful between what the impression that television will give you about travel versus the reality. It's not all going to be fantastic, it's not all going to be beautiful, and you're not going to find all the best places. I mean, wouldn't it be magnificent if you could arrive at a town, any town, and there you would meet somebody who is going to tell you about the history of the town. There you would meet somebody who will show you around the town, somebody who can show you the best places to eat, and maybe help you converse with the locals. You know, if you don't speak the lingo, you can get away with a lot of sign language and please and thank yous in their language, but having a full-on conversation can be very difficult. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just turn up and everywhere you went there would be somebody there waiting to meet you, to make your whole experience that more fulfilling and that more satisfying and give you a greater understanding of the country? But no, it doesn't happen. You just turn up on your own and you do your best to have a look around, and you probably miss 99% of what's interesting there. I suppose this is the joys of being a normal person.